Yo, what is up, guys, and welcome to my fourth Naruto review, chapter review. And I know I missed a chapter, so I apologize for that. And so let's get right into this one because I really did want to get to this one since I finally had the chance to actually get back on my shit and read the chapters thoroughly. And I'm kind of gonna go ahead and say this chapter was fucking amazing, bro. I gotta call it. I gotta call it. This chapter was a 10 out of 10. I'm just letting you know we're going into this review with a 10 out of 10. This chapter was so fucking amazing. We had it wasn't much that happened, but what did happen was this type of shit to where like you just remembered the old Naruto days and you just remembered that childish nature Naruto had, and it really was like nostalgic and shit to see it, even though it was kind of weird on some shit. And of course, you guys saw it in my thumbnail that Naruto actually has a reverse harem jutsu that he's been practicing on more than Rasengan. Now, I'm pretty sure that was probably a joke. I mean, even though the haters and shit gonna take that shit seriously and wank that shit up in forums when they talk about who's the better character between the three HST main characters. And basically, yeah, Naruto was going in this chapter. I mean, when I first read the last chapter, last week's chapter 81, 681, I was thinking to myself, like, what could this secret jutsu be? And I was honestly thinking to myself, this must be something that's either outside of the Rasengan, or it must be something that we haven't seen him use in a very long time, and we probably haven't seen it so long that we forgot that he actually uses it. Now, this is true with the fact that it was the reverse harem jutsu, which we haven't seen since the beginning of Shippuden, canon in canon at least. Like, you wonder what other moves did he actually have. And when I was thinking about it, I was like, yo, I can't really think of anything. So I was like, maybe it's something Minato actually could use, or maybe it's the Flying Thunder God technique. Because when you think about it, if Minato was compatible with the Flying Thunder God technique or the Horaishin and all of that good stuff, whichever one you want to call it, then Naruto should be compatible as well. Now, I'm not saying Naruto actually found a kunai, he actually knew what the kunais were, or anything like that, but I am trying to say that basically he has shown that he is compatible with the Horaishin technique, meaning that his energy and all of that good stuff would actually work, but we haven't actually seen him do anything like do it himself. So when he touched Black Zetsu, I was kind of thinking, well, he did touch him, so maybe he actually put the symbol on him then, and maybe he can actually teleport behind her or whatever. And I know this is coming into making this chapter review more of a theory, but it really was something I had to get off my chest. But actually finding out that it was a reverse harem jutsu, that shit just took the cake this whole chapter. I was done. That was all I was thinking about. No homo. But the one that was like on that top right though, he was kind of sexy, bro. He had me like Fab Nation and shit, bro. I was like, damn, this nigga mad sexy. I'm joking with you guys. All jokes aside, man. But this shit was so amazing. Just seeing this character come out and do some shit that he never did in all of Shippuden since the beginning was just like fucking amazing, and especially since he reversed it and like they actually put the real joke onto it. Like back in the day when it would be some shit like they would be mad serious, like the teachers or his senseis would be mad serious, and Naruto would just pull it out, and they would just like go berserk and go bazonkers over this shit. It was so amazing to actually see this shit work on a woman for once. A woman, a goddess, and a bitch, basically, because I'm gonna be calling Sakura a bitch in these chapter reviews. That shit to where she was like, Sasuke is right, just fucking basically took Sakura and chunked her ass out the fucking car window, going at 180 miles per hour, skidding that bitch face all across the street, bro. But yeah, this shit was just so fucking amazing, man. Like, I can't even hold it in how fucking amazing this chapter was. Just seeing this shit, like remembering how much he used to use this shit to persuade people, and seeing how he used it against his goddess. Like a lot of people are gonna see it as him acting as an ass, a clown, but he actually did some shit that was like, and he actually had this move ready for some shit that they never thought that they would ever have to actually use this shit for, and that they never thought would actually work on someone this important, such as Kaguya herself, the goddess, someone who just was referred to as a goddess in this chapter, or a god in this chapter, if you want to say that. But it was fucking amazing to actually see this shit. But now coming into the battle parts of this chapter, even though the reverse harem was part of the battle, We have Kaguya just doing all this amazing ass shit, bro. I'm talking about dimensions and shit spawning everywhere. Dudes like, what the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? Where are we now? Where are we now? I swear to God, Christmas came today in that motherfucker. It was snowing. I was like, bro, I'm ready to see Santa. Let's go. He gonna give Naruto that new Rasengan technique. It's gonna be sexy. But it didn't happen that way, and of course, I wasn't really expecting that. It was supposed to just be a joke for those of you who didn't know. Um, Naruto was just basically like, damn, we don't have shit we can do now because we're stuck. And Sasuke actually comes back and shit with another tactic and shit, like bringing up the Amaterasu, burning the shit out of it with his I forgot what it's called. I think it's called Totsugaki or something like that. Yeah, Totsugaki, I believe is what it's called, and like it's to where he controls the black flames and shit, and he can basically keep them from incinerating shit that's close to him or catching on to him due to the control of the Amaterasu and the flames and shit like that. So that's what he was actually doing this chapter, and it was fucking amazing to see him do this shit because now you actually see he can actually have it like different. It can be all spread out and shit, and he can actually control that shit. So that's a very good advance on Sasuke's behalf, and we know that his left eye is ready now. We did see Sasuke get transported to a new dimension in this chapter, which is a sand dimension which she just created on a whim, and I'm loving the way how Kaguya could just fucking create dimensions, by the way, just to throw that shit in there. It's like, yo, this whole time women have been basically downplayed in Naruto, and I'm not gonna call Masashi Kishimoto a sexist or nothing like that. You know, maybe he just felt like there wasn't any women in the show at the moment that he could actually boost up and people would actually enjoy that. But like, of course, he took Kaguya, a character that he never had, and this is another good reason why it's good that Kaguya actually came into the story, so that way he can basically render that type of argument useless when people actually talk about Masashi Kishimoto himself, and he basically makes her like the strongest fucking character in the show shown so far. But once again, I will say, with Kaguya coming into the picture in this fact, and the fact that she so claimed that she needs an army, that's like perfect background and shit for Naruto Part 3. I'm gonna keep stressing this shit because a Part 3 really seems imminent, because there's a lot of like, they're not plot holes, but they're actually like missing pieces of the plot, if you understand what I'm trying to say. They're not plot holes by any means. They're just missing pieces of the plot that like you can just really throw in there. Like, he can really throw some shit in there now, since he brought up Kaguya and the fact that she needed an army. Like, what does she need an army for? Like, is there people coming to attack Earth? All of this good shit. And I know some people wouldn't want to see that type of stuff in Naruto because it would seem like some alien invaders type shit. But honestly, as long as the characters are intriguing, they're fun, you know, it's a good experience. We get to see these characters grow further because, of course, we just got the Ashura and Indra power ups. Hamura is definitely on the way. So we should be able to see even more power become unlocked, or we might see someone else get some power. And I'm really wondering by now what is happening to the people inside of the God tree, because of the fact that I know we're in a different dimension, and time could always work differently in this dimension or these dimensions, and we could actually be going 1 hour is a day to everyone in the thing. And I mean, in the original dimension and stuff, Naruto and the original reality and things like that, where they were and shit when they were little kids and where they was born and raised, like all of that stuff can be different right now. So we don't, I mean, all that time and stuff could be different. Like 1 hour there could be like a year in their time. So I'm really wondering, are Wei Setsu's actually on the prowl right now? Like, are they inside of the tree and shit having a crazy sexy dance party? And if they are, then the motherfuckers need to dead ass send me that invite. And if they don't, I'm gonna go ahead and kill them bitches myself. But yeah, I'm really hoping that this chapter can actually be an advance for future chapters to come, because we actually found out Sasuke got transported, and she really did separate these two, and they was going in for the seal, and I really thought they was about to seal her right there, or they were at least gonna like put some damage on her, basically cracking the dimension open. But nah, motherfuckers, nah, we got two new dimensions. Sasuke ass in that fucking heat. He need to go get his ass some fucking iced tea and take a couple sips. But my nigga is dead ass. It's like, bro, Naruto is becoming a whole new scale of power, man. And it's like, I know I keep on saying this, like, but it's like, how are we gonna see these two characters, Naruto and Sasuke, go up against the characters that were originally seen as the gods of the verse, Mother, which is stronger than he is, and he actually admitted, like, by myself, I guess you could say by himself, since we found out, and it was confirmed that my theory was right. I think a chapter review ago that I did, my third one, that they really did actually fight Kaguya. So I'm really happy about that. But moving on, um, basically, how are they gonna take this character on? Like, another power up is imminent. I know it really is. Maybe they're gonna eventually like warp into somewhere that they actually need to be, or maybe Naruto and Sasuke's power will actually start to cling back together again, or something like that. Because their power originally is the Sage of Six Paths power from his mom. Now, if you put those two powers together, then what you're doing is you're giving Sasuke more chakra, and you're giving Naruto more like ocular prowess and all of that stuff. So I don't know. Maybe we'll see something like Naruto. I won't say he'll achieve the Rinnegan. I won't say he'll achieve the Sharingan, but he might achieve some of the abilities from basically that them Keke Genkais and all of that good stuff and all of these good power ups and things. Because when you think about it, without visual prowess, Naruto is in like the weakest state that he could ever be in right now. That's why Sasuke is more so taking the lead, because of the fact that if something goes down, Sasuke actually has the eyes and he actually have the ability to actually do shit on time and make sure that shit is on point. Now with Naruto, we have him being able. He's basically the power. Sasuke is basically the brains, the intellect, and Naruto is basically the power. Naruto is basically the Choji in the Shikamaru and Choji tag team, and Sasuke, of course, is Shikamaru because of the fact that he's actually the person that's actually planning these fights out. And now having them two separated is more so like if Kaguya knows Kagebushin, then we can basically say that this shit is probably gonna be over unless Hamura actually comes in. Now, this is where I'm honestly gonna say Hamura is 100% confirmed here, because without Hamura coming into the picture right now, we might as well call this battle over, because separating the two, I mean, them two together wasn't really able to do nothing. Now think about it. What if she sends these? What if she sends these two into a dimension? Well, what if she sent one of them into a dimension that's hot as the sun? I mean, there's nothing they're gonna be able to do about it, because of the fact that touching her body actually dissolves your like chakra or your energy anyways. So it's like, what the fuck is gonna happen now? So I'm pretty sure Hamada is gonna come around. He's probably gonna give each of them like a different new seal, because the way how I see it, this is how I think the Sage of Six Paths and his brother versus Kaguya went down. I see it like this: they didn't merge, but they actually put their power together. Like when Minato and Naruto fist bumped, like they did some shit like that, and what they did was they actually put their powers together. One of them must have had ocular prowess, and one of them had power, which was Hagoromo had the power, and Hamura actually had the prowess. And when they put those two together, that must have been a birth of the actual normal Rinnegan. And with the normal Rinnegan, what they was able to do was to actually be able to fight their mom in a new way. And I'm actually guessing that since Hamura actually was the ocular one, he was able to actually control whether or not he wanted to use his Rinnegan or use his Byakugan or not. Because when you think about it, a lot of people are actually stuck with the Rinnegan, and this actually worries me a bit about how Sasuke is gonna turn up when he's actually done. When this fight is actually done, if they even wind up surviving this fight and not wind up killing themselves or ending their own lives or taking their own lives to bring Kaguya down once and for all, like forever and shit. There is no coming back. Even if Black Setsu wanted to try some shit, she would never come back again. So I'm really honestly wondering that. And thank you guys for tuning in to this chapter review. This was chapter 8. Is it 862? I think it's 86. Yeah, chapter 862, I believe. Well, I'll have it in the annotation for you guys because I don't really remember. Because I read the chapter and I'm like, I was mad hype and shit. I'm still hype right now. I'm just not showing this so that I can get through this shit with you guys. But yeah, Hamura was actually. I mean, I'm waiting on Hamura to show up. I hope you guys are too. Leave a like, share this with some friends that you know like to read Naruto and would like to voice their opinions on the video in the comment section below. And thank you guys once again for tuning in. And peace the heck out.